I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy.
Welcome
Had to
all,
work
this is the
hard, struggle
Australian
just to
Indie
be
Wrestling
me.
Show, fellow
Had to
wrestlers,
rise up
trainees,
just
event support staff, friends, foes, everyone in between. If you have a question, maybe you've seen a movie that you should have seen a while ago, reach out to the Don, because the Don just saw Idiocracy. The Don, how was your weekend?
It was great. We're up in Merriwa having a show, but then earlier in the week I had my Australian TV premiere. My TV cherry was popped. I was in the background of Home and Away Tuesday night. If you watch towards the end, you'll see my pretty face walking across the bridge at Elizabeth Quay behind whoever the main actors are. I don't watch Home and Away, but I did this time. I hope everyone else watches Home and Away. It's an Australian classic, and you will see my face clear as day in the background there.
So wait, Don, you weren't even allowed to mingle with the main actors? Like you didn't even shake his... No? Oh, okay, it was very you are.
Very specifically, do not talk to the actors.
Do not look them in the eye. Do not fuck around. Yep. It's like meeting a few wrestlers these days. I know what you mean. Hey, but what else? You were at what, EPW, two in the pink, one in the stink on the weekend?
Pink is the new black.
Oh, my bad. Fuck me. Don't watch Go Time. If you want to watch Go Time, do as Ryan Allen says and get onto YouTube right now and watch it for yourself. Make up your own mind. Hell, even start up a review channel. But the Don is in here for an in-house review. He was backstage at EPW. Hell, he was in one of the matches.
I certainly was. The show opened with ATO versus the House of Free Spirits, the Great George and Faisal Ali for the Tag Team Championships. And the guys did not disappoint. Julian Ward, the Stomper, and Kaz Jordan, they did their thing. They went out there and they kicked some ass and really pumped up the crowd. They were really getting into it, which led to the second match, which was a triple threat match between myself, Jared Slate, and Adonis Dagger Matthews, who's one of the young guys coming up, and he is absolutely killer from a performance standpoint and from a worker standpoint. He's a great kid. He pays attention, did his job well, and I find no fault in his work. Put on a banger. The fans had fun. We had fun. And good times.
Speaking of another up-and-comer, hey, let's talk about Dustin Connor, the war boy.
Yes, well, he's definitely on the rise, and he was like, you know what? I'm tired of fighting experienced good wrestlers. I want to fight some kids who don't know what they're doing. So he ended up fighting 3 trainees from the School of Pro Wrestling who I imagine technically made their debut on the shows, and he made quick work of them all, kicked them to the curb, sent them home packing.
Well, yeah, really, in the spirit of Damien Slater, his mentor, really showing how good of a competitor he is, and taking on 3 comers in one night.
That's it. 3 people, beat them all, and showed his dominance and superiority. But then he had a bit of a shock straight after that. If you were there live, you would know all about this, and if you weren't, you won't find out till you watch the Vimeo. But
you better fucking spoil it.
I'm spoiling it for everyone. It's going to be at our next show is at Fat Brew, and it's going to be Dustin Connors versus Jared Slate.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, well, I don't imagine Dustin Connors is going to be champion for much longer.
The bear versus the war boy.
Yes, it's going to be a war, and if you've never wrestled a bear, ask some Russians. It's not easy.
What would you choose, the man or the bear?
I'd fight a man over a bear.
Okay, very, very well.
I would order. I just fought the bear, and it wasn't a great time. I told you before. Jared Slate's a big hulking dude, and he can hurt you. So again,
next match.
Around. Hey,
next match.
Next match, yes. Also, we had Elijah Henry versus Rogan Karguis, 2 guys who are making their rise in Australian wrestling. But this match featured television star from the series of Survivor, Dirty Harry.
Can you hear the music? Survivor.
Survivor. Oh. Yeah, I can hear the drums.
Yes.
Drums from the jungle.
The drums from Dirty Harry.
Jungle speaking. And yeah, so we saw a little altercation there with Harry and Brody Karguis and Elijah Henry. And if you weren't there live, I'm not explaining that one to you. You got to check out the Vimeo and really live that one. Like that's the whole. You check out EPW social media right now, you'll see a little bit more information. Dirty Harry has aligned himself in Explosive Pro Wrestling.
What a dick. Next.
The other match that we had was the main event, which was our EPW champion, the Violent Dog, James Hartness, taking on 3 other people. It was a 4-way match for the EPW championship. Mikey, Broderick, Jay Taylor, and Lucas Fantasia.
Well, it's good that you built them up as much as you did Hartness, hey?
Well, look, he's the champ. You got to build up the champ.
Oh, is that what being the champ means? You get a few extra words on the Dons podcast?
Every time, man. Like, it's special. To hold a championship is special. I
Okay.
hope that people spoke about me in that way when I hold championships. So, it's just sending the love so I get the love. But yes, there was an interference with your mate, Jesse Lambert. He still got beef with Jay Taylor. And that took Jay Taylor out of the match, which left Fantasia, Broderick, and Hartness. And those guys put on a barn burner until there was only one man left standing.
I saw a little bit of backstage footage, and I gotta say, mate, it did make me laugh. Hey,
Was it Bruno Nitro standing in the background eating a sandwich?
it was Bruno Nitro standing in the background, looking much like what's his name, your mate, Paul London.
Why did he look like Paul London?
Just sitting there grinning as he gets fired in the following fortnight.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Yep. And then left at the end of the night with one man left standing, EPW champion, the Violent Dog, James Hartness.
So no title change is what you're saying.
No title changes all night, sir.
Well, that's good for James Hartness, good for the fans of James Hartness, kind of boring for the fans of the other 3 men competing, but that's the breaks, and that's what you get when you go to a wrestling show. Speaking of going to a wrestling show, we saw TMDK turn up to the Ring of Honor. But which TMDK did we see? We saw Robbie Eagles, Shane Haste, and Mad Mikey Nichols of TMDK rock up and win the, was it the triple?
Did they win?
I don't know if they won.
Trios championship?
Yeah, because I wasn't able to find any of the footage, and they were kind of coy about the outcome of the events. But I'm guessing we would have heard all over from our friends such as Michael Lee and people like that if they'd won. But speaking of winners who are grinners, Lena Kross is the tag team champion of AEW, women's tag team champion, and that of course is with Megan Bain and Lena Kross, who beat
tag team champions.
Yep, who beat Willow Nightingale and another Australian, Harley Cameron, to become the new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. So there you go, from one Aussie to another. Hop, whoop.
That's it. Australians are taking over.
Yep, or taking over each other by the looks of things internationally. Yeah, and now what have you got here, Don? This is...
So I, scroll on the internet. I'm trying to keep my eyes on all Australian wrestling, my finger on the pulse, and I came across a match for Wide Bay Pro Wrestling. Zeke Andino versus Mitch Ryder on the 28th of March at the Beat the World show in the Maryborough City Hall. And look, honestly, if I was in anywhere around that, I would be paying whatever price they were asking just to watch that match. I'm not sure what else is on the card, but those 2 guys are fantastic, fantastic workers. They always put on a hell of a show, and I would be definitely keen. You got to get around that if you get a chance. If you're in the area and you don't go to that show, you are missing out. That's going to be a barn burner.
Tell you what might put me on hold is if Mitch Ryder brings his manager. But anyway.
Moving on. We also saw this week online, again, trying to keep my finger on the pulse, Peak Pro Wrestling, the company you are heavily involved in rising their...
I wouldn't say heavily involved in. I manage a few people there, Don. Let's get some shit straight. Hey, like I went in there to damage their reputation, and now I'm heavily fucking involved. Now, look,
you are lifting. A rising tide raises all boats. So
look, I'm
any
in there
involvement?
finding some of the up and young comers of the future stars of Australian wrestling who would like to work with a little bit of a professional. I won't
All
say
right.
100% professional, but a little bit more professional than like say some of the other people
Okay.
working down there.
Okay. Look,
You
let
put
me
me on the
retract
back
that
foot.
statement. Let me retract that statement and come with a different one. Peak Pro Wrestling, a place you occasionally turn up at and fuck with people. Yeah, is
Yep.
that more?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Let's do that.
Is about to revive the career of Australian wrestling legend TNT.
Well, yeah, he had a crack at reviving it himself over the weekend with a bit of social media we saw. So, yeah, if you're coming to the TNT meet and greet, you might want to get there early because there might be a few other wrestlers having their own meet and greet. I might even hold a meet and greet myself. Don, I think it's going to be about $122 to meet the Scar. Yeah, but for that, I will include balloons, streamers, indoor fireworks. I will have a meat pie and sausage roll tray. Fuck the, what do they call them? Pasty pies? No.
Party
Uh,
pies, fairy bread,
yeah, very, yeah. Oh, I tell
card
you what,
subject to
mate.
change, eh?
Card subject to change on the hors d'oeuvre tray because I don't know how many people will want to pay $122 to meet the Scar, let alone $66 to meet TNT. Oh,
So that's if you're heading to Peak, you could get yourself a meet and greet with TNT, which
includes the ticket, I hear.
includes ticket price as well. So more bang for your buck. I wonder
More
if
SAR for your buck.
Yeah, more SAR for your buck. 3, 2, 1, detonation time. Let's go.
Well, Don, I'm going to catch up with TNT when I see him because it's been a while since I'll have a laugh with that man. But yeah, we saw during the week Michael Lee from Australian Wrestling Community, the man with the new logo. And check out what that logo means to Michael Lee because it does have a bit of meaning to it. We saw during the week a list of 60 companies that Michael constructed. And we think there's more hiding. You and I think there's more hiding. We think it's more like a couple of ghost companies are out there, a couple of subsidiaries, if you will, that Michael won't recognize. And fair enough, we've been told not to recognize them as companies ourselves, by a few people out there. CWE, we're looking in your direction.
I don't know. There's a couple on that list that have been recognized that I really think shouldn't. If you really look at some of the names on the list, yes, technically they are wrestling companies. Should they be wrestling companies? Possibly not.
Possibly not. Well, I tell you what, that was timing because I've just got a couple of messages through. We're going to get Michael Lee and possibly Raneem on the pod next week.
Ooh.
And we are going to go through all 60 wrestling companies and rank them in order of are you a company or are you not on a tier rating through Australia. Both men have agreed to that in not in theory but in perpetuity. They have agreed to appear next week and go through this entire list. So that would be quite controversial, I feel.
It will be. I almost feel like between Michael and Raneem, it's like if you were sitting deciding, you'd have an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other.
Mate, this is what we do here. This is what we do here. We like people are getting bored of your and my opinions, so like it's good to bring in a man who just correlates all the information, a man who's doing it weekly, and yourself who wrestles like in some of the most high-profile matches around Australia, definitely in the West Australia.
Yeah.
And myself, who's just a cockroach of the scene.
I think you're a little bit more than that, friend. But
so we get a wide spectrum.
You told me to get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, it's a hell of a list. And there's new ones popping up all the time, and they keep up popping up. I say I'm sure there's more. But some have closed, some have been ignored, and some are dormant. So
yeah, we won't be doing an in memoriam. That's for damn sure. Because I think I
will remember you.
No, you won't. And there we go. And so so look forward to that. There's a couple of companies. Are they national companies or are they just local companies? There's a couple of, sort of comments about that. But we'll look further in depth with that as we get, Michael Lee from Australian Wrestling Community and Raneem, the promoter of Peak Pro Wrestling, and also hiring out a ring so he gets around to other promotions as well to see what they're doing. So that should help us get through the list, help you and I get through the list, instead of me just making one of those AI voice clip that everyone seems to fucking mangle their fucking themselves over, So, yeah.
That was a great video, man. It was really cool. I loved it.
Yeah. No, it was. I just feel people have their heads up their ass. Think of the water. Think of the water.
Think of the water, sir. Think of the water.
More.
Well, thinking of the water, are you a member of the AEW app?
No. I don't have enough hours in my day to justify that price. I will say when the WWE Network was around, I paid for that mainly for the back catalog, so that every now and again I could throw on Nitro. But I don't know what AEW's back catalog is, so I don't feel like...
Oh, mate, all you got to know is one phrase: Stadium Stampede. Hey, that's right? All you need to know. But anyway, I mean, yeah, you could be a member of AEW app and pay, or as Stephanie McMahon says, you could join VPNs like Shark Surf and fucking totally navigate that shit. I mean, ever since day one, Foxtel, we've had those cards. People have had those cards. You could get the fucking codes on and stuff, and then put in new codes and watch New Japan off the different satellites, stuff like that.
Always ways.
There's always ways, and today's way is watching it via, I think AEW Revolution is playing, and we mentioned Lena Kross as a champion, and unfortunately, I'm probably going to go pay that. It's the Khans, man. It's not as if they don't have enough money coming in from other places. Hey, you see?
I feel like most AEW fans are the kind that already have VPNs and stuff for other purposes, so they'll be jumping on that anyway in Australia.
Yeah, I think that might be the go. So, Don, what we wanted to really reinvest in this week is the wrap around the country, my friend. So, if you could, just take us through. Now, we found another new fed, and as we say, there's like 60 or so around. This is Harbour City Pro Wrestling, and this is 1 week away, the first day of their first event, Saturday, 21st of March. So let's have a look through the card there, because it's quite an interesting card for a first time.
It's a very, very eclectic mix of Canberra and New South Wales, bred people, if that makes sense. And from different companies, which you don't normally see a lot of mixing through. And then a bunch of names. And again, not an expert on the East Coast and Canberra and Sydney wrestling. But there's a few names in here I'm not sure who they are. But
who would that be? Who is a rank unknown in the eyes of the Don?
The Pillars of Majesty.
You answered that too quickly, huh? No, keep going.
Billy Preston.
Yep.
Akel. Albie and Troska and Scott Magnum. I recognize the rest, everyone else on that card. But
so what you just named is competitors of all the other named competitors and competitors you would see in, say, main events around the area in PWA, Slam, possibly MCW. Names like Ricky South, Luke Watts, The Velocities, Kai Drake, Randy Chambers, and Mosh Pit Bunny. Randall, he's more of an IWA competitor, and and Slam. So interesting that you point out that every known competitor is facing an unknown competitor. So
which is how if you run a company and you've got guys that aren't super well known, that's how you do it. You run it with someone who is nationally known, and then people go, oh, what's this guy's match? Oh, he's wrestling that guy. I like his wrestling, so I want to watch this match. And then hopefully they go, oh, now I'm a fan of this other person because I'd never seen him before or hadn't seen much of him, but I know this other person is a quality wrestler, so I'm interested to see the outcome or at least the performance that's put on. So smart booking, smart marketing.
Tactics. So let's have a look. What helped us become fans of some other people around Australian wrestling was the wrap around Australia, Don. So I'd like you to get into that just so we could get the fuck out of here.
Backed by popular demand, we have reinstated the wrap around the country. Guys, get ready, strap yourselves in. I'm about to give you all of the information about what's happening this weekend in Australian wrestling. Starting off with New South Wales, Australian wrestling superstars are in Bexley on Friday, March 20th. International Wrestling Australia presents Hostile Territory in Hornsby, Friday, March 20th. If I'm not mistaken, that's the show with Dirty Harry versus Scott Green.
Yeah, I think it is.
I believe so. So if you are in Hornsby, check it out. Our boy Dirty Harry will be there to beat the snot out of the treacherous Scott Green.
Yeah, go get an idol up here, get your flame extinguished down at IWA International Wrestling, watching Scott and Harry.
That's it. New Noise Underground presents the Shade of Wrestling to Come, their debut show. So there's another one, New Noise Underground, in Gosford on Friday, March 20th. Harbour City Pro Wrestling, the first day, they have their debut show in North Camaray, Saturday, March 21st. So you can see two brand new companies debut in the same weekend, Friday and Saturday in New South Wales. And then Rock and Roll Wrestling are up in Wollongong, Saturday, March 21st. Up to Queensland, Pro Wrestling Power have Most Wanted and Fallout 5 in Manunda, Friday, March 20th and Saturday, March 21st. Impact Pro Wrestling Australia, War of the War Chiefs is at Dream World on the Gold Coast, Saturday, March 21st. And Queensland Wrestling Alliance present Pick Your Poison in Moranti, Saturday, March 21st. South Australia, Riot City Wrestling are at Fringe with Fringe Mania Super Clash in Rymel Park, Saturday, March 21st. In Victoria, Adrenaline Pro Wrestling have Breakout number 64 in Seaford, Friday, March 20th. Alpha Pro Wrestling has Energy number 24 and Hunted in Epping, Saturday, 21st of March. Mayhem Pro, Full Send at Bacchus Marsh, Saturday, March 21st. And Professional Championship Wrestling have Slam featuring Evolution and Ignition in Ferntree Gully, Friday, March 20th and Saturday, March 21st. Save the Trees, Fern Gully.
Don and I will be at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, of course, at the Cole Arts Night of Nights on the 7th of April. Get down to that if you want to see me probably
kill it. Absolutely kill it. You're going to go down there. You're going to debut your comedic set. Everyone's going to laugh their ass off, and you're going to go all the way through to the finals of the comedy festival.
Yep, I am going to tell some jokes, and it is going to be great. I am going to bomb like a superstar. Come watch me Neil Hamburger it up on stage, live in person, and yeah, that should be a good night out.
Ferntree Gully, sorry. That's the wrap around the country.
Well, actually, Don, let me stop you right there because there is one more piece of information that we should probably report on, and that is that it seems we are fucking entering World War III, it seems. Reports circulating internationally suggest WWE may be exploring contingency plans for upcoming international events amid ongoing tensions in the Middle East, thanks to Orange Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
No more of that Saudi money for a minute.
Well, that's it. They like to do a lot of shows in the Saudi area, get the Saudi money, and the alternatives that are coming up seem to be planned for Perth, Sydney, and Melbourne, and they're over here this week to explore stadium availability and government partnerships. And of course, we know they already have a government partnership with the Australian government and have a third event to pull out in that capacity. So that you could be getting, I think, Night of Champions might be wrestled away from the Saudis due to incoming tomahawk fire Yeah, so that's not going to be great for the Saudis, but it's going to be
No.
win-win for the Aussies because no matter what city it is in, unless it is Night of Champions, because I'm not fucking going to that one, we'll probably be going to the WWE again, Don, this year or the next. Now, there is reports of it could be a WrestleMania scale event at the MCG for the WrestleMania scale event. Now, would that interest you, Don? Would you come over to the MCG for Australian WrestleMania?
Look, I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. I have been saving to send myself away from the country for a wrestling trip. So this might be the save a few dollars, stay inside Australia. And depending on the price of flights, it might be a Nullarbor drive. Who knows? Actually, the price of petrol is definitely not going to be a Nullarbor drive. I can scrap that immediately with the way petrol prices are going. And a diesel price. I drive a diesel, so it's even worse for me. So yeah, I'm keen. I'm very keen. And if it does happen, we will have to take the pod to Melbourne. Well, you're already in Melbourne, but yeah. So, but you never know. We don't know where it's going to be at. There's just discussions at the moment. Fingers crossed. More WWE in Australia. I'm excited.
Probably Raneem's basement where he keeps all the peak fans locked up, hey?
Not yeah. Hey, look, we just knock a wall out, chuck a ring in, we're set.
Well, Don, get us out of here.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to Australian Indie Wrestling. Please make sure, like I said, I've just shown everyone every show happening in the country this weekend. Make sure you get along if you're in the area. Make sure you get along if you're out of the area. All that money for ticket money goes towards the company. It makes it bigger. It makes it better. Make sure if you have a professional wrestler that you particularly like, hit up the merch desk, spend some money at the merch desk. It helps those wrestlers build their wrestling dream, and you may see them live on TV one day soon if you help build their wrestling dream. If they're good enough, if you think they're good enough, make sure you put the money in their pockets. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.